Boy, the Biden cartel corruption continues. The IRS, you seen the billions and billions of dollars they spent out there? 80 billion last year. And they got plans to hire 20,000 more people, 10,000 next year and 10,000 the following year, and 40 billion a year. It's ridiculous, the billions they're spending. They got about 80,000 workers right now. And each worker, they average a salary about $70,000 a year. Okay. And the average person, they look at 40 to 50 cases, the average agent. And you can become one on a 4-year college degree, or unless you had background experience as a trainee growing up and working in a tax office. Then you could take a 60-hour course and put down $5,000 so you can have a $5,000 tax bond saying you prepared taxes legally and correctly. But it's not a bad job. The thing is, it's the laws and regulations, what they're doing to allow the agents to snoop even farther. That's where all the harm is. I mean, if you need agents to work, that's one thing. But the wasteful billions, that's just ridiculous. It costs an average $15 billion a year just to run the joint, and going up every year. 12 a couple of years ago, 14. It just seems like it's going up about $2 billion every year. Ridiculous, the spending they got. But anyway, it's just continued chaos. They get about 60% male and about 40% female, which it's not, they're lacking in females and also the minorities. But they put numbers out there, where they hire 65% more female than 40% of other the federal labor forces, which all that means is they hire a percentage more females. They don't have 60. They wrote it like a 65% female and 35% male. It's not. They just hire more females than other federal workers. But it's ridiculous. The chaos and corruption continues. The worst thing is they let themselves get hacked. In other words, they're behind it. So this company comes in, hacks them, okay, which gets our information. So they take that information and they go through it and they look for any extra money in your bank account, any extra other than your income, your regular job. If there's anything extra, then they audit you and they come after you. And then that gets them out of the privacy laws, because basically they're just supposed to look at whatever you're filing on your tax returns, and then they go from there. Okay. So then they let them get hacked on purpose. This other company comes in, gets all the information, basically looks for red flags, and then throws it back at you. So for an example, if you have an old couch your mom gave you or somebody gave you, say it happened to be vintage, worth a little bit of money, and you didn't want to keep it because, your kids might ruin it, and you might as well just sell it to get some money out of it. So say it was worth $5,000. So you sell it. All right. And you're conservative. Instead of going out and spending, gambling, or just having a good time, you put it in the bank, you're conservative. So next thing you know, you get audited because now you got $5,000 more dollars in your bank account that, you got a regular job. You get so much salary and you pay this in your bill and blah, blah, blah. And they look at your average, they go back 3 years and they look, okay, well, you making this and that. Well, where's this extra money coming from? That's the problem. Where the Privacy Act, and they're going in and they're actually letting these other companies go to your social media, your Facebook, your Twitter, all the social media sites. And any little thing you do, any little side job, any little nickel and dime, before they'd go after, say, if it was a $10,000 difference, it wasn't too bad, they'd go after the big money, okay? Instead of going after corporate, what they did, Biden administration, for anybody making $400,000 a year or less, the privacies and the protections have been lessened, okay? And so they open the doors for this. So now they're going to come in, and that gives them an excuse to go and audit you, because now you got money in your bank that on your taxes doesn't line up. Like somebody gave you a couch, say your mom gave you the couch. Or sometimes they put free stuff and you might have fixed it up. You might be a repairist, you tinker and you fix things up, put it out there and sell it. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So anyway, used to go after 10, now they're down to 75, then 5. It's getting worse and worse now. It's down to like $1,000 now. So anybody pocketing any kind of money, it's ridiculous, this nickel and dime stuff. And that's what they're spending the extra billions of dollars on, going after our nickel and dimes, and $5 and $10 and $100. That's ridiculous what they're doing. We got to put our privacy laws back into place, and they should only be able to go after whatever we file on. Whatever's that's what we claim. That's what they can go after, and that's what they ought. And they snoop in your bank accounts, and they're off the hook. The Biden cartel is ridiculous, and he's making it worse and worse for the average person to make a living. Taxes are already high enough. We got to restore our privacy rights, and we got to get the corruption out of Washington. It's time to drain the swamp. Time to put an end to the chaos and corruption up there in Washington. And that starts by getting them out of office. Term limits. That's how it starts. Until next time.